Guys, so in this workshop what I want to be covering is forms. Now there's some confusion over forms and sign up forms inside of Zenler, so I'm going to show you how to create a form and how that appears when it comes into your system. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from complete blank, that way any forms you've got you'll know how to work with them. So I'm going to add a new page and I'm just going to call this form example. Okay, and I might have a few forms on this actual page, okay, but that doesn't matter because we're using it for testing. So, and it's not a bad idea to do this just to test out your forms, and then you can just take the code and drop it into any of the pages that you like. So I'm going to create a blank page. I'm going to publish the page, and I'm going to make it for all visible users. So obviously if it's for logged in users, that would only be for logged in users. Visible, it's for all users, and I've used a blank form template, so it'll give me the header, a middle area and the footer. So I'm not going to use any of these. So let's click add, and now we've created a blank page. Okay, so we've got our blank page. So what I'm going to do is, it's already got a block in there, so I'm going to add a row, and I'm just going to add a one column, one row. Okay, so I'm just going to drop that in there. It's just very simple, and I'm going to go and now add an element, and I'm just going to add a heading tag to this, and I'm just going to put it in h2, and I'm going to call this a simple lead form. Okay, so that's all I've done, and then I'm going to come down to the row block again there, and this time I'm going to add a form in here. So sorry, let me close that. Let's go into this block and add an element inside here, and we're going to go across the form. I'm going to click form. Okay, that's going to give you this simple form. Now you can see there's a purple going around the outside, and that is to say that it's a form element. Okay, so that goes, you can see it goes around the whole box, goes through this, it just encases it. Okay, so inside here what we're going to do is we're going to click the settings, and under the settings over here you're going to see that we've got little form field things. I'm just going to put in here first name. Okay, and I'm going to make it required. An input type, I'm going to make it go into the first name field. Okay, and that's what I'm going to do for that. I'm going to come down to this one now, and actually I'm going to take this one, I'm going to duplicate it, I'm going to come down to there, go into settings, and this time I'm going to change it to last name. So let's just put last name in there, and from our input type, last name, make it required. And then finally I'm going to come down to the email one, go to settings, come across here, and you'll already see that it's input type email. We're just going to put your email and make it required. So these are required fields, they can't submit until they've actually filled those in. Okay, now I'm going to go down to the submit button, just going to hit here, and we're going to discuss a little bit more about the settings inside here. So we come into the settings. The first thing I'm going to do is just change the design. Just going to do something like that, and then we're going to look in the settings, and this is the most important part of this workshop. So under settings here you can see we've got the text, so I'm going to go in here, sign up for the latest offers. And remember, they're not actually being enrolled into your site. They're not registered on your site. They're just submitting details to you, and then they're leads. So then you can email them out. So they're not registered. They can't log in using their email address because they haven't actually signed up. Okay, and that's the important thing about a form. It's actually just generating a lead for you to get them to sign up, or to get them to buy a course, where then if they buy a course they will sign up anyway. So that's all it is. But let's go through this, have a look. You can put subtext in here, so you can put a little bit of stuff underneath here if you want to, and you can change it. Under styles you can change all those sub heading sizes, things like that. In there you can see I'm changing the size of it up and down, and of course you can change the text color as well, something else. And I like it all to be kind of grey, looks more stylish. I also like it to be normal size. I don't normally put a subtitle under the bottom there, so I'm going to take that out, And under the style tabs here, I just tend to just make it a little bit tighter, you know, something like that. Okay, and then I like to align it left there, something like that. I'll take this main font size and bring it down a bit, maybe change it to a medium font so it's a bit lighter. Okay, but they're all just styling issues. It's under here that's the important bit. So we put the text in for here, action, submit form. This is really important. This is, if you choose go to link, open pop-up, it's not going to submit this information. It needs to be on submit form. Okay, this is really important. Now when they submit a form, you can tell it to add it to an email list if you've already got one by clicking it under email lists. Okay, I'll show you that in here. So if you go into your email broadcasts, email lists, you can set up a new list there and you can have them drop into that list, and that list will then be available here for you to check. You can check multiple lists if you want to. Okay, you can also add a tag, so you can tag them. So if for instance you wanted to, you have multiple forms and you wanted to know that this is the form they're coming into, you could tag it with simple lead form. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to come in here and call it simple lead form. Okay, and then I'm going to hit enter, and you can see it there. And I can tag multiple tags on this as well if I wanted to. Now if you've got a funnel set up, a lead magnet or a funnel, you could select the funnel from here and then they would be entered into the funnel. So you could then send an email out to them saying take part, and then they could just take part in the funnel. Also, post submit action. What happens once they click that submit? Now you can go to a new link, so you can go to a thank you page. So with this done now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click save, and the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to click, you can SEO this page by the way. Next thing I'm going to do is set up a new page, and it's going to be a thank you page, and then I'm going to link to that page. Create a thank you page for the form that we created. So it's always good to have a few thank you pages that you can redirect to. So I'm just going to add a page here. I'm going to call this thank you for joining us. So very generic. I'm going to copy this, paste it into there, and then I'm just going to click publish, visible to all users. I'm going to click add. So by default a little green label comes up if you haven't set up a thank you page, and a little green label comes up saying success, but it's always good to set up a thank you page. Okay, let's go in here. Just going to add a single row. I'm going to drop a two rows in there. Sorry, let me just get rid of that. Let me just drop an element in there. Just going to drop heading 2, and I'm just going to come in there. Thank you, your form has been submitted. Really simple. You can put as much as you like in there. I might drop something else in there, come into the styling and just change it a little bit. Change this font size to like 18. Watch your email inbox for the latest offers and news from us. And save. Done. Okay, I'm going to go back into our form that we created, and now I just want to do the redirect on the button to go to that page. So I'm going to go into settings, and on where it says post action, I'm going to choose go to link, and I'm going to have to put the link in there. So all I need to do that is to go back to here, grab the thank you URL that's under site pages, that, copy that, come back into the form and paste it in and save it. Okay, we're going to go and test this form now. So I know the URL of that form, it's in there. So I'm going to open it up in an incognito window so I'm not logged in, and check the form. Okay, so I've filled the form out. I've just put these email details in here. we're going to click sign up for the latest offers. Click this and it will redirect us to our new page. There we go, your form has been submitted. So let's now jump back. Just going to minimize my incognito window, and we're now going to check under people in the course. Now because this is a test site, there isn't many people in here, it's only me really, so I'm going to go to all people. That's under site, all people, and you're going to see now that I have that form submitted and I have the role as a lead, because he's a lead, he's not a student, he's a lead. And notice this tag, so I've got that tag in there as well. So now if I sent an email broadcast out, I could use that tag. So if I was collecting lots of email addresses now, I could come into the email broadcast, write out a new broadcast. Let me do one quickly. Let's call this sample. I'm not going to send it, I'm just going to quickly create it and show you how you can filter using tags. So there we go, sample from email list, recipients, I'm going to go all. Okay, now I'm going to add a filter. So everybody that's in my all contacts are 2. Okay, remember there's 1 under that tag, so I'm going to add a filter group, and I'm going to add a filter into that group, and I'm going to go the user tag contains, and then I'm going to go and choose simple lead form. Notice the tag automatically appears in here, and I can click save, and watch what happens to that number when I click save. It's gone to 1. So now I'm targeting only people that have come in on that form, and that's how you do it. So then you get them to actually register or enroll in the course. They can use their same email address, and then they can register, and then they'll be as a student, and that's how you can do that. So now what I want to move on to is the difference between a sign up now, so how you could add a sign up form into our simple form example. Okay, welcome to this workshop. So in this workshop I'm going to show you how you can add a simple sign up form. So this is someone who hasn't bought a course but they've registered on your site. So to do this, I'm going to go into this form that we created, the simple lead form. I'm going to add a new form in here. I'm going to go in and we're going to go up down to sign-ups. Now these are sign-up forms. Okay, this is a login. So this is when you've got your username and your password, this is what you would use. But for a sign-up, we want to use this form. It's a sign-up form. So we're going to click that, and that's going to drop into here. And we can make lots of changes if we want to with this form. We can style it however we like, but this is now a sign-up form. Okay, so when someone signs up, they'll put a password in and they can actually register. They can actually log in to your site. They haven't bought a course, but they've just logged into your site. Why would you do this? You might want to set up some extra content for people to actually see if they're registered, so an incentive to get them in. Also, you can email those people as well. So if we click the in here, there isn't many options because it's just a simple sign up block. So you can see here, just sign up form, and it's ready to go basically. So you can style it however you like. So let me click save, and then we're going to test it out. Okay, let's go back into our incognito window, and let's go back one and refresh, control click, and there's our sign up form. So I'm going to use the same details that I put in on this one. Let's see what happens. Okay, let's hit sign up. So now we've gone straight into the page. We've gone straight into the members page. Yeah? This is not the normal page. If I log out, the normal page is like this. Yeah. Welcome to Surf Dude. It's not member. Okay, so it's a different page because I've got a different home page set up in my settings under here for logged out and logged in users. So let's have a look at the people now, because I put the same details in there. So look what's happened now. We have Jimmy Nail, but the role has changed from lead to student. We've still got the tag in there, but that has changed. So they can go in and use their same email address, but then they can just put those details in there. Now if they put a different name in there, it might cause a problem. So if you put Jimmy Smith or something in there and use hello at Mojo, then it could cause a problem with the system. Let's test it out and see what happens. Okay, let's try it again. Let's try Smith. And let's sign up. So this is a problem because I think it's a duplicated email, so it's not going to let us in there because we've already got that email set up in there. Let's go there. Let's just hit refresh. Yep, it hasn't let you in because that email is unique to that user. So it means they've already got an account and they've already set their password up. Okay guys, so that is the sign up forms. It's very easy, like I showed you. You can just add the sign up block, but you can create your own forms. Now what we're going to look at in the next workshop is adding more fields to here, and we're going to see what happens in the system. So as always, because I test these things out, I like to delete the user out so I can start again. This is just the testing phase. So now I've deleted him out. I can test as a new user with this form again. Okay guys, so we created this simple form. I showed you how to actually get someone in and also tag them. You don't have to tag them if you don't want to, but it makes it easier to see where they came from by tagging. So tagging is very powerful. You can add them to an email list. So if you had an email list that said contacts, then inside that contacts you could have maybe 100 members, and if they're all the same, you don't know where they come from, you don't know what time they come from. I mean, yeah, you could individually look at the date, but by using tags in there you can say exactly where they come from. So you could tag them if they come in from a funnel, and you could call them funnel. You can put them into the same email list, but you'll be able to filter them inside that list, so it gives you an extra layer of filterability. It also means that if you put that same tag in multiple email lists, you could use that tag and you could pull those people out from all those different lists. So this is why the email list and tagging is very powerful and why we use it at Zenler. So getting on from tagging, I'm going to go in here now and we're going to create a new field. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come into here and I'm going to come down to form, and I'm going to choose some different types of forms. So I'm going to choose a checkbox this time. So we've got a little checkbox in there now. So if I go in here, we'll go, are you a surfer? Oh, need to check here. So, are you a surfer? And field name, surfer. Let's put, are you a surfer? Make it crystal clear. Okay, so that's a little tag in there. You can make it required. I could even add another one in here. So let's just add something else in here. Let's add a drop down this time. So we've got a drop down this time. So in here, I'm going to open this up and we're going to go input type. We need to choose input type, and I've got custom options here. So custom option name, I'm going to call it level or ability. Okay, so that's my custom option. So I'm going to add some options here. So I'm going to call it intermediate. This is the identifier. Let's call it beginner first, and then display text. Okay, add a new option, intermediate. Pretty sure immediate. Pretty sure I spelled that wrong. Copy. And we'll add a new one, advanced. So the identifier is what will show, and we can go required field for that. So there we got two options. Let me add another text field option under surfer here. Just this drop, this checkbox. Do I want to make that? No, I'm not going to make that. I'm not going to make that required. Notice there's no identifier for that one. So I'm going to come in there. I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to choose something else in here. Let's just choose pet's name. Doesn't matter. Input type, custom, So custom name, pet's name. Okay, so it's cut because it's a custom one. That's what I've done. Required, yes. Okay, great. Let's test this form out now. Straight back into my incognito window. I'm going to go back, hit the refresh. Okay, so we've got some stuff going on. So I'm going to fill this out. Okay, now it's filled out. I've just put these in here. I'm going to click sign up for latest offers. And we should go to the thank you page. Bang, there we are. All right, let's have a look what's happened in the system now. Let's go back here, hit the refresh button. And we're going to get a few things come up. So we've got this all coming up here. So we're going to edit now. For this, you're going to see that you have custom fields set up and that information has gone on in there. So you've captured that data. So you can see that information has been captured. So if I was to do an export, I could then export all that data out of the system. So let's go into all people again, and let me just do an export of this. So I'm going to take this one here, and I'm just going to export him out as a CSV file. There we go, we got him as a CSV file. So I'm going to open him up in Excel to have a look at him. So as you can see here, I've exported the new member out. You can see the role is lead because we just filled the form out. Remember, if he actually registered or signed up, that lead would change to student. Status, he's active. And you can see here where we added those custom fields. We have tag in there. We have the ability, which was the drop down, the checkbox, which was are you a surfer, and we put true, and the pet name Roger the Rabbit. So there you go. So that's kind of forms for you. Pretty easy to use. You can incorporate forms into any of your lead magnets, funnels, onto your pages. So pretty cool. So hopefully you understand all of that, how you can add these new things. Remember the difference between a login and a sign up form, and then your own forms, which we created that simple form to show you. So that's it. I think that's all clear. Also talked about tagging in there as well. So that is about it. So that's forms for you. So hopefully you understand that. Any problems, get back to me, but just watch the videos very carefully because I do cover everything here. So it should be pretty clear as to what's going on.